By popular request, we are back at Platt Auto, a pretty neat little, very neat, very little used car lot in the greater Portland area, in Portland. In Portland?
In Portland.
In Portland. And of course that means I'm with Jack.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to you, Jack. And when we're here, of course, we got to check out the coolest little stuff. This is a car I've wanted to drive for kind of a long time. It's the Fiat 500. Now, before we get started, I noticed this was here last time. What's the story on this?
Yeah, to my knowledge, it's still yours. So we'll start charging you for parking eventually.
Oh yeah, that's why my kids are in it. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I appreciate the clarification.
Of course.
So, and by the way, do you ever get Model Ys?
Yeah, we actually just took one on trade. It'll be showing up on the website here shortly. We got a 2020 long range.
Yeah, and there's a couple 3s here now, and the 3s I've seen cycle through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is adorable and fun. It's a little dirty right now, but what a beautiful color. I love it. Fiat. Make all the jokes you want. It's still a fun car. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so the Fiat, it's we've been selling these for a long time, back when we were just selling really those older Nissan Leafs, and it's very similar as far as range and battery size. It's a 24 kilowatt hour battery, just like the older Leaf. But being in a smaller car, they're a little bit more peppy. They're very fun to drive, and they get decent range. 86 is the rating. From personal experience, this is almost exactly this color, this year and everything, was my first electric car. And from experience, it'll do 70 miles on the highway, and that's it. It'll come home dead after that.
Yeah. And for those who feverishly demand ultrasonic sensors, got you covered.
Got lots of them.
And this one, somebody went ahead and tinted it. It looks nice. Mm-hmm. These wheels, I have seen wheels in worse shape, though none come to mind. Yeah. But they're also so small. If you want new wheels, just go to the wheelbarrow shop and get them.
Yeah, little 16-inch wheels. It's adorable. The tire. I remember when I had mine, I got cheap little sport tires, and it's a common size. It's cheap to maintain these things. Keep them running.
These are so much fun. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay. First of all, the styling is good. This is, kind of what I expected from Italian design. Mm-hmm. I think it looks nice.
Every electric, the Fiat 500e, every single one kind of came fully loaded as far as the normal 500 went. So they all had these leather seats with a cute accent stripe on there. They all had the upgraded Alpine sound system. Mm-hmm. So they're actually very well equipped cars. And you'll never find like a base model cloth interior one. They're all very well equipped for the electric ones.
All right.
That being said, it's one of the only electric cars I know that still has a turnkey ignition.
Heritage.
There you go.
Is that when it's on?
Yep, so you got your green ready light under your park indicator there.
Okay, I'm going to put the seatbelt on.
Yep, hold up, yeah.
Air conditioning blows nice.
Still does. Was that 8 years later still working?
Well, things like that have gotten better.
Yes.
Manual adjust, love it. Okay, so looking at this, I'm seeing pretty normal. Everything looks pretty much what I'd expect.
Yeah, classic Fiat. You got your push buttons for your gears there.
So I didn't have to think. I just put my foot on the brake and poked.
Very simple. Oh,
yeah, e-brake.
Manual handbrake.
Yeah.
I did practice my handbrake turns when I had mine.
You can't help it. And I think that's just kind of a hatchback thing. All my Hondas had that. Both my Hondas had that. Okay, so this already feels quite fun.
Oh, yeah.
No regen, right?
It actually has a very strong regen.
Oh, does it?
But it doesn't happen automatically, and there's no setting for it. So I think they wanted the car to feel very familiar to somebody coming from a gas car. So it doesn't, jump on the regenerative braking in a one-pedal driving style that a lot of cars do. But you can actually see on the right side of your display, you got your power gauge there. And as you put your foot on the brake, it'll go down into the regen, and it'll do something like 60 or 70 kilowatts of regenerative braking, which is pretty strong for such a small motor and battery.
So we're going to slow to 30 and then punch it from there.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, it just coasts.
Exactly. You actually have to put your foot on the brake a little bit more than most EVs.
So we're down to 33, 32, 31, and here we go.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's a city car.
It's $6,000.
So that's the thing is we didn't get into that.
Well, that's right.
This car is I'm sorry, would you tell me again?
It's $6,000.
Now,
Before federal rebate.
Before federal rebate, which is
30% off.
30% up to a cap.
Up to $4,000.
Okay, so you're not going to get the cap. You're not going to get, so it's 30% of that.
Yeah, so you're getting close to $2,000 off.
Yeah. And so $4,200 is what this car,
basically.
And if you live in Oregon, is there still any incentive or is that gone?
The Oregon state incentive is gone. They've ran out of funds. We sold too many electric cars.
Yeah.
So we did our job too well. But it'll be coming back. So you can always keep an eye on the news. You can always ask us at Plot Auto for the latest status on the Oregon rebate.
So let's show some of the dash and stuff here. Now, that looks good. Now, 4,200. It is, so, how many miles are on this? 63-ish.
Which for, what, 8-year-old car? And that's the case with most of these lower range EVs. They don't rack up a lot of miles.
So when I hit the brake, it feels like a brake.
Mm-hmm. It feels very normal, but it is charging the battery.
The charge.
And actually here, so if you get this little button here, you got some settings there. So that's your motor power. You'll see that go into the negative as you put your foot on the brake, and it'll show you how many kilowatts of regen it's pulling.
Go ahead and show that.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna.
So you got your acceleration power there.
And then when I hit the brake, there you go, charge.
Put it on the brake, and that'll go up to a pretty high number. I mean, the Leaf I think only wants to pull like 30 kilowatts of regen, but this will get up to like 50.
This is fun. So for an around towner, and this is, I assume, CCS1?
No quick charging in any of the Fiats. So you're only ever going to have a J1772 port for level 1 and level 2 charging. A pretty powerful level 2 charger. It's a 7.2 kilowatt, which is pretty good for a small battery EV, but there was never a fast charge option for DC charging.
So for this car, around town, plug it in at home, or find a destination charger.
Right.
Or find an outlet.
Or an outlet. It's not a big battery, so it doesn't take too long. You'll get most of your range just overnight on a level 1. A level 2 charger, if you find a 7.2, it only takes 3 hours to charge. Fully, dead to full.
Well, that's right. So I didn't think about that. On a level 1, you're only going to add, 1.3 kilowatts an hour.
Right.
So this battery is what?
24.
24. So if I come in at 10%, I'm still going to leave in the morning over 80.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we tell all of our customers, honestly, most of our customers don't do any kind of special charging, level 2 or public fast charging for their regular use. Most of our customers do level 1, 120 volt charging at home. And that's because, even if you have a short overnight, only 8 hours when the car is plugged in at night, you'll get about 40 miles of range. And very few people that I know drive more than 40 miles a day for their regular commuting and just errand running. So
certainly not every day.
Definitely not. Yeah, it's okay if you have a day that's longer. As long as your average day is below 40, then your overnight level 1 charging is going to keep up. Your car will be full most of the time.
And I would say that especially if you've got a car with 70 to 90 miles of range, you're not going to be going more than 50, 60 miles a day anyway.
Right.
So yeah, level 1 is probably all you need. You don't even need to extra juice it.
Yeah, there you go. One tire fire.
It's
the 0 to 40 is pretty good. Once you're getting up at higher, like once you're on the highway and you punch it, no, you're not gonna rip past a lot of people. But the little stoplight races, you'll surprise a lot of people in these cars. Fun fact: the electric 500e was the quickest Fiat 500 ever made, even faster than the turbo Abarth. It was actually quicker to 60.
Would you show them the back seat?
Yeah,
because there is.
So here we have the back seat. I have, when I owned mine, put adults back there. They weren't happy about it.
But you are taller than I am, so if you look behind my seat,
it's true.
That is a not unreasonable amount of legroom for a hatch.
No, a person does fit there for sure. And with the seats folded down, it's a very large trunk space.
Okay, well, we will look at that when we get back.
Sure will.
You said it's got the premium Fiat sound?
It's the Alpine. So there was the base Fiat sound system that most 500s came with, but all of the 500Es, the electric one, they all had the upgraded Alpine sound system. So they're pretty bassy, good clarity. It's a quality sound system, which is cool that all 500s came with that. You didn't have to pay extra as an option or anything.
Yes, and you also couldn't pay less. But
No.
the thing is, on this one, so much of the depreciation is already handled for you.
Yes.
Somebody else paid
suffered that.
40 grand for this
Yes.
car. And
And Fiat already lost money when they built it and sold it new. So
yeah,
that was the thing.
well, Stellantis is working. Fiat Stellantis, right?
Yes,
They are working on it. They are working on it in Europe.
they are.
Not so much the
It's
US.
back. The
Fiat?
500 is back.
Oh,
Yeah. Actually, when we'll do our next test drive, I'll show you. They got new 500Es at the dealer now,
oh,
and they got more range.
That's gonna be.
It's pretty
Well,
cool.
the mandates are coming in Europe. You got
Yep.
to You got to do them. Now, I will point out that we are recording this on August 8th, so it is unknown if this vehicle is still around. But check the website or give them a call. Those are both things you are permitted to do.
Please encourage.
Flatauto.com. And yeah, it is a no haggle operation.
Absolutely.
So, and they know which incentives are available and to whom.
Yeah, the whole idea is that we're experts, and I hear a lot of stories of customers going to buy an electric car at another dealer, and then they're talking to me after the fact, and like, wait a minute, I could have gotten $4,000 off through a federal rebate. Most dealers have no idea. So,
And that's point of sale, isn't it?
point of sale for an eligible dealer, which we
Oh,
are. So a lot of dealers don't even have the ability to do that because they don't want to do the extra work. But yes, we are one of the few dealers where you can get that money right away.
So that's insane. So when it comes to financing,
Mm-hmm.
if you qualify for financing,
Yep.
you're talking
is
like
your down payment.
$100 a month.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's your down payment. It's a big down payment.
It's a big down payment. Our bank loves us.
Pull up right here.
Yeah, right here is fine, and then we'll move on to that.
Yeah, so the last thing that we will show before we hop out is the cargo.
Our trunk space.
Yeah. There's a
There you
bit
go.
of room, not that this car takes up any at all.
No, it's the easiest
Oh,
thing
it's
in the
got
world to
the
park.
ultrasonic beats.
Yep.
Fantastic. All right, let's go check out is there a release in here?
No, there's a button out back.
Button out back, he says.
There we go. So this is a little charge cord that it comes with.
Yeah.
A little bit of under trunk storage.
Mm-hmm. Little
Little-
air compressor for fun.
There you go. The cutest little privacy cover ever. Which this pops right on out. And then these seats, they do go down flat if the front seat is out of the way, but
And
Yeah,
I
you
wasn't
get
even
more
all the
storage.
way up, and it still has. That is a decent amount of space. Kind
Yeah.
of hard to show. I mean, there's pictures on the website, but
Yep.
it's a picture.
there you go.
But yeah, that's the amount of space I expect from a hatch.
There you go.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Anything we forgot to ask? Anything we forgot to ask? I think that covers it. These come and go. They come pretty quick. I've seen you guys have had a handful over the last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these Fiat, most of our inventory is later model cars that are just off lease return, so we're getting a lot of 2020s, 2021s. But we do love to get these. You know, the specific car was a trade-in from a customer who bought it from us, years ago.
Oh.
And they were finally ready to upgrade to a Hyundai Kona, so they could get more range and they could start doing a little bit more than just their city driving. So this got somebody into the EV world, and it did its job, and it'll get somebody else into the EV world as, a first car or a second EV for run around town driving.
And the nice thing about upgrading to a Kona is you can upgrade like 6 more times after that.
Yes, there's a lot more to go.
I mean, that is 2 steps up the rung, 2.5,
Yeah,
and it's a tall ladder, and it's only getting taller.
it's getting a lot taller.
So in the comments, you guys, what did we miss? What did we misunderstand? What should I have looked at or thought about on this Fiat? And I tell you, if I needed a city car, that would be a real tempting one because, they're adorable.
They are
and fun.
adorable. Very fun to drive.
Yeah, so in the comments, leave it. You know what you're doing. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And stay tuned, stay juicy. And I cannot wait to hear from you, clever robots. And if you do come see Jack, tell him I said anything. Tell him I said something that I definitely didn't say.